What's up, my Hot Wheels YouTube fam? It's good to be back. A little under the weather. No, I haven't seen you guys since last year. Got a lot of new stuff to show you, especially a lot of new pickups and stuff that I've found recently. I'm sure you can see some of the highlights in the background right here because honestly, this table's been piled up. I just scooched everything out of the way. I'm sure you guys have probably already seen in the thumbnail if I got it right, what this is all about. So once a year, and I did make it to the show last year. There's a toy show in my area, which you know is not very often for in my area as far as like Hot Wheels shows. I never ever catch those. They're always like hours away, either south or north of me. So this is a once in a year thing, and I just had to make it. So I felt like crap. I haven't been feeling well lately. Got my got a little caffeine here to get me going. But I just figured just for fun, I'd show you guys, this bag of fun here of the pickups and haul of cool, fun stuff that I found there. I didn't really find too much, really new stuff. The new stuff is always kind of like what I'm after. Like I'm all the way up to like silhouettes right now that I'm looking for, but Silhouettes hasn't dropped in my area. I think that whole set is gorgeous. Really love to have that RWB portion there, especially have a few extras for some customs. But yeah. So last year, actually, one of the highlights. I don't remember if I ever showed you guys stuff that I found from there, but one of the highlights, and one of the highlights of this particular show today was the cool Lucy's that I found because those were I actually found specific old 70s loose cars that I was looking for to try something different as far as customs go and maybe try some older like sort of like restoration projects. I don't want to say full rest though because I do not like those little hard plastic wheels. I'm not a fan of those. Even as a little kid, when Real Riders first came out, I was hooked. I absolutely loved Real Riders, and I still do. So, but anyways, let's get into it. It's funny. Last year I was at this toy show. Matter of fact, let's just get into this bag here, and I get a flyer because I actually talked to the guy that puts the show on because I've got a lot of old stuff that I would like to get rid of. Maybe a few Hot Wheels, but mostly just like old action figures and stuff. So I was like, man, I could get rid of some toys, but the Florida Toy Shows and Expos. But yeah, if you guys are in Florida, this is the guy that I talked to that puts on these shows, and here's the events and times that he's putting on this show and vendors. So, yep, this is the one that I would. Oh, wait a minute, look at that. So, in the fall, you know what? He did mention that to me that they were going to be doing two in my area. So, hey, maybe I'll get a chance to go to another one and maybe we'll see some new vendors with some new stuff because actually I saw a lot of the same people this year. Um, there were some new vendors there, and let me tell you, they wouldn't budge. I was doing bundles and knocking off $5, and they're like, no, no, I can't budge. And I'm like, all right, well, I'll just go to another vendor, and let me tell you, I didn't go on eBay and look up prices and stuff. I was just there to have fun. If I saw something nice, found a good deal that I felt, I went for it. So I'll show you guys, explain. But like I said, a lot of the Lucy's and stuff that I found, that's some of the coolest stuff. But we'll get into some of the carded stuff here. Check it out. Um, what do we got? What do we got? So actually, this was part of a bundle deal, so I'll put that aside. A lot of you guys are probably like, well, what'd you want that for? So I used to have a bunch of these in my collection, and I think I ended up giving them to my nephews. I kept two different wheel variations, and now that I got this one for basically free in a bundle, I'll explain it to you. I just looked at the back of this thing and thought, look at that. This is actually an international case one, so that's pretty cool as far as the Cybertruck goes. I don't think I have an international case. I'd have to dig it up, but I got this for somebody. You guys ever run into any collectors that are just sort of like part-time collectors? They're only looking for one or two cars every now and then that they think are cool. I run into this really cool guy every Sunday at my local Walmart. Super great guy. His name's Michael. Um, he likes to collect like Barbie cars for his daughter, and he could not find that Barbie Corvette. And I don't know about you guys in your area, but that car was like impossible to find, even in my area. So maybe for you guys too. Hold up. Boom. Yeah, this stinking car right here. And let me tell you, I only got one shot at these. And it's funny because, like I said, he meets me at the Walmart in the diecast aisle, and we chop it up a little bit every Sunday or whatever. And the one Sunday he went on vacation, sure enough, these popped up on the pegs, a couple of them. And I snatched him one. And then whenever he came back from a vacation, I was able to hook him up and, give him one. And it made his daughter's Christmas, and it was cool. And you know what? It's just fun to do that for just be good people. I don't want to get into it right now. I'll get into it in another video about how these new local scalpers are just making hunting not fun in my area. But I don't quit. I just went even harder, and we'll get into that in another video. But it just pays to just be good people and help out others. So this I helped him out with. He's already got it. He got it for his daughter for Christmas, but he's been asking about these cyber trucks, and for whatever reason, and even at the show, I saw some of these going for like $30 a piece, and it's like, get out of here. So, like I said, I got that in a bundle deal, and I'll show you that later. But back to my buddy that I run into every now and then. He is looking for a red Kroger exclusive Batmobile. If any of you guys can help me out, what do you call the old Batmobile? The 66, the George Barris model? I don't know what it's called. TV series, something? I don't know. I don't collect Batmobiles. But apparently there's a red version of that in a Kroger exclusive. So if anyone that has one can help me out, I would like to hook him up and help him up. All right, back to the haul. Get this stuff out of the way. This was a really cool piece. I've had this on my radar for a while now. I think I got a spectacular deal on it. The guy that I was talking to about this was a really cool guy. He had a bunch of like cool vintage toys and stuff. But as soon as I saw Gran Turismo, I'm like, oh man, I gotta have it. This is the guy I got the Lucy's also off of that I'll show you here in a minute. But yeah, he had this there for $1. And I put this one in the hard case, but everything else that you're gonna see came in hard cases. So the way I see it, that's a nice little bonus. Because I don't know if you guys know or not, these protective cases, excuse me guys, they're not cheap. So now the rest of what's in this bag wasn't stuff that I was looking for, but like I've said before in the past, sometimes when you get stuff in hand, you're like, wow, this is beautiful. And you know what? It's a toy show. It's only once a year. Grab yourself something nice. So I didn't go crazy. I'll tell you what I paid for this stuff. So this was one of them. And this was the one that I tried to make a deal with another guy, knocking off $5 in a bundle, and he wasn't budging. So see ya. Go to another table. Picked it up even cheaper. And that's how the rest of the day went. So it's unlike me to want to spend crazy money for these. I usually don't, but sometimes supers are just so damn pretty. Which one do you think I got here, guys? I tell you, sometimes supers are just so pretty, and I didn't think it was a bad deal. And the guy was willing to wheel and deal with me. So I think I got this for, I think he gave it to me for $40. I don't think I bundled for this or anything, but to really get in there on this one, and that's a pretty super. You know what? Hold on a second. There we go. Let's try that again out of the case here. Yeah, the Spectre Flame on this it caught my eye, and I'd have to say this might just be one of the prettiest supers of last year. And like I said, I got a good deal on it. It's a beautiful car. It's a 180XX. It's JDM. Treasure Hunt logo. It's got everything going for it. I've always loved this casting. It's so clean. I mean, it just speaks for itself, guys. That's just a beautiful super. Of course, the Mercedes 360 AMG. That's always going to be my favorite. That DK Super last year, which was one of the few that I was actually surprisingly able to score. Even though my boy Donnie hooked me up with one. That was awesome. But yeah, somehow I was lucky enough to actually hunt one of those down. These are some unique cases I did notice on some of these. They're quite large. But yeah, that was a neat pickup. But like I said, sometimes you see stuff in hand. If the deal's right, you go ahead and pick it up, and that was that piece. Because I usually don't pay up for supers. I mean, let's just be honest, they're dollar cars. eBay could say what they want, but it's just a dollar car. Now, this is something that last year I asked about at the show, and for some reason, there wasn't a single one available for sale anywhere. And I was kind of surprised. You know, sometimes at these shows, it kind of feels like to me that no one wants to show their cards, like really show their good stuff, like this the good stuff or the stuff that I'm personally looking for in my collection. They're not showing. So, but there was one, just one, and I'm just a little bit closer to having a complete collection of the chase models. So I think this is a really slick looking one. Now, the way I pulled this one off, which I thought it was just a little bit too pricey, at I think he was asking $50, and I thought that was a little too pricey. I think maybe around 40 would have been a little bit more fair. That's a good looking Volvo, man. That thing looks slammed. Got the TEs on there. It's clean. It's a good looking chase. So I'll show you guys that caught my eye in hand that had me shopping around because there was three, maybe four vendors there with this car, and I learned a little bit about it, shopped around for it. I almost sprung on the first vendor, but you don't want to do that. You want to walk the whole show, and you want to bundle if you can to get the best deals. So, last piece before we get into the really super cool old 70s Lucy's. I got an RLC, y'all. Which one? Oh, I was going to say, which one do y'all think I got? I think you can see it through the back. So, I did not know how much I wanted this car until this show, and I saw it. So, you know what? Straight up, let's just pop this out of the package, and you can see what I saw if you've never seen this car up close, because, oh my goodness. That paint is like electric on this car. I mean, the only other car I've ever seen the paint this gorgeous on was that Fox Body Mustang. Remember that pink one? Oh yeah, look at that. It's got a removable target top. Completely forgot it had that. But the paint is literally just electric on this car. It's so good. The mirror finish, the hood. What you got in there? I know what you got in there. You got a little 2J up in there. Yes, sir. Just a gorgeous, gorgeous RLC, which, you know, on the internet, it's cool looking, it's pretty, but in hand, man, it shows beautiful. I kind of wish they would show the numbers on the back, the production numbers, but they don't do that anymore. Yeah, RLCs, I'll go ahead and pony up for. So anyways, back to the, I saw this at the first vendor, and he wanted 85 for this. Seemed a little steep, and I'll be honest with you guys, I'm not paying $85 for any single Hot Wheel. It's just too damn much. 40, 50 tops, and I better really love it to be able to, you know, pony up. So I went to another guy, and he wanted 80 as well. Or no, 185, the other 180. So finally I ended up to the table where the guy had this and this for my buddy, if I can bundle it into the deal, and I asked him how much for this, and he said 50 as well. So huge difference from just walking from one table to another. So I made a bundle, and I got all three of these. I made him a deal. He went for it for less than what the first table wanted for just this. So there was a good deal. You just got to ask. You never know. You know. You go to a table, you make a deal. They don't want to budge. Move on, and go find the deal elsewhere. And I did. And you know, that's a gorgeous piece. Happy to have that in hand. So some fun, cool stuff there. Let's check out some Lucy's. You know, it's funny, between the last show and this show, meaning the last show that I went to of the same show from last year, it's funny that some of the cars that I got the most excited about, even though they're going to seem so silly, are just the old, loose cars. So a long, long time ago, there's a video I put out of going to a garage swap meet. And I showed you guys that I found this old Masters of the Universe He-Man, I can't remember what it was called, Snake Pit action set. Part of some He-Man thing from 1980. I believe, is the year on the bottom of this. I can't remember if I showed you guys this car, but to have this car from 1980 with the old Ultra Hots and be that minty clean at an old swap meet that I think I might have paid, I don't know, maybe a quarter or something for this, $1, I don't remember. But anyways, I showed you guys this car a long time ago, picked up from that swap meet, and you know, when I got on the internet and looked up pictures of it, I realized that there's a variation of it with different wheels. Actually, I think the Ultra Hots model here might be the variation and the odd one, because I kept seeing a different one with different wheels. So one of the coolest Lucy's that I found from that original show was, check this out. And look at the condition again for a 1980s Hot Wheel. Come on. That's crazy. To find two, both variations, super mint, clean. Yeah. 1980. Of course, the top pops open. Just neat to have cool old Lucy's from when you were a kid like that, you know? So, which brings me around. Like I said, I found this at the last show. Now I have two somehow super mint versions of this 1980 He-Man car from that set, which is crazy to think that, you know, two perfectly mint ones. How I found those, I don't know. But what brings me around to the Lucy's is, I've thought about, you know, I've gotten a little warmed up to customs now. I understand how Hot Wheels work, popping them apart and whatnot. And I thought, man, it would be cool to restore something from my era. Like, what about the year that I was born? So I remember I've been on eBay typing in, you know, Hot Wheels from 1976. What kind of Hot Wheels can I find from that era that I think are cool, that would be fun to restore? And the one that just kept popping up over and over again that I kept finding, and let me tell you, loose old Hot Wheels, they're not cheap. I think all these cars I'm about to show are pretty damn expensive, and it's just hard for me to spend that kind of money on a beat up old 70s Hot Wheel, but you know, to each his own. But anyways, found this guy that had the Gran Turismo car that he gave me for only $1, which I'm pretty sure that car is worth a lot more than that, so that's pretty cool. He also gave me these for like $2-3 a piece. So here it is, guys. This is the car that I decided I wanted to restore from the year I was born. I believe this is the Datsun. Well, it's kind of coincidental here. I actually ended up getting two Datsuns. I'll show you the other one here in a second. I believe this was called the Z-Wiz. So what I think I want to do is I want to restore it to original. Maybe might do what's called a resto mod, but I think I can find these decals, this original decal set. I might just try to do a full resto on it. That windshield is kind of beat up. I think Second Chance Redlines may possibly make repops, but the interior I think is the same color too. But that's not bad condition for a couple bucks. But yeah, check that out, guys. And this is, yeah, Hong Kong. This is when they were made in Hong Kong. 1976 Datsun Z. So to me, when it comes to like cars from like that era, that year, 1976, I think that's probably one of the okay, so the focus is going to give me a problem here now. All right, I think one of the coolest ones from that era, in my opinion. So sometime in the future, there will be a cleaned up version of this. But like I said, I have a hard time with plastic wheels. I get it, they're cool, they're nostalgic, but I would rather find something that looks that style, but like on a real rider. So, but yeah, just a fun little project to learn and practice on restoring something. Moving on, another car that was on my radar, if I couldn't find one of these, this guy actually happened to have in the case. Check this out. Now, I think, I'm going to guess this is before Hot Wheels possibly had the Ferrari license, and this was called Race Bait. But I think we can all look at this and know that, yeah, that's a Ferrari. So anything Ferrari and Hot Wheels to me I think is cool. And oh, by the way, that's the other thing that's fun about these old cars. They're all metal base. So this is another cool option to restore and make nice. I believe this was called Race Bait back then. I don't know if they put the name under it. Yeah, just shows Hot Wheels 19... Yeah, this one's 1977. So yeah, this was another one of the era cars that I thought was cool from my era that I would want to like pick up and possibly restore. So that's another cool candidate. Probably end up being both of them eventually, but those are two fun restoration projects that'll be coming in the future. One more piece. I've already gone 20 minutes. Jesus, I'm carrying on too far, guys. How cool is this? I couldn't leave it. Old school Datsun 200SX. Yeah, I know it's not the prettiest car, but it's in pretty good shape for a couple bucks. And look, it even has the hood that pops. And this is 1981 Datsun 200SX. Wow, that's a beauty of a Datsun right there. Nah, I'm just joking, but it's cool for an old piece. You know what? This might not be as old as I think it is with those wheels. This might have been one of those modern. I'm not sure. Could be the original casting mark. I know the other ones are that old. But yeah, just cool for $1 or whatever for Lucy's. Just a fun little pickup. So, all right, guys, that's it for this one. I've already held you on way too long showing you this little haul video, but just wanted to share with you guys some fun stuff that I picked up at the toy show. If you guys go to a toy show and you're looking for Hot Wheels, just go around the tables, look out for the best deals, make bundle deals. If they don't want to bundle, move on, go to another table. You might just find a really good deal. So, all right, guys, I appreciate you guys hanging in there with me. I know I've been a little under the weather, coughing and stuff, but I appreciate you guys hanging in there and watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take it easy, guys.